Hi. So this is a short tutorial on how to merge figures using GIMP and scale these figures and manipulate the resolutions of the image for the journal publications. I will be illustrating that using GIMP, which is a free software. You can download it from this website. It's totally free and the installation is straightforward. Um, Once you install it, you can just launch it from here. Um, and now let's take a look on the figures. Say these are the figures you exported from ANSYS. Um, the problem with ANSYS is that you have a limitation on the figure resolution. I'm not sure what was the maximum resolution exactly, but you can handle that in game without using third party software like BaraView. This is a typical figure from ANSYS where you have the contours on the cross section you selected, and you have the color map and the axes and the scale. And typically, you just want the contours and the label, and sometimes you have different subplots. So it's not meaningful to insert a color bar for each of these subplots. So if the range of the color bar is the same from say from 300 Kelvin to 305, so typically you want to use just one color bar for all of them, and also you want to trim these scales and axes as long as they are not necessary or for reading the figure. So you are expecting uh, a merge file like this one, where you have the six subplots, and maybe you want to add some fonts, some text labels, and a single color bar to enable reading all these contours. So to do that, you will be opening GIMP like this, and then start handling each of these figures separately. Um, so now let's rename these files. Uh, Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, just to facilitate importing them. This is not necessary, it's not mandatory to rename the files, but then let's make a copy of this file, and uh, let's call it colorable. First we will be opening the first image in GIMP, and in this file I just want this area of the contour without the color bar or the axes or the coordinates, scales or coordinates. So I'll be using the crop tool from this tool panel. Using the crop tool, you can specify the area you want. Um, so I will be selecting this area to trim the other parts and press enter. And now you have only the contours you want, but still there is a white padding on the sides of the figure. So what you want to do now is to select image and then crop to content. Select crop to content, and it will be cropping the figure tightly in a rectangular area like this one. Once you've done that, you can simply click file and then export uh, the image in the format you want, or simply press Ctrl Shift and E. So now I will be exporting the same figure. I'll be replacing the old one and ensure that the exported JPG file is in the highest quality possible. And then now you have exported your figure, so you can discard the changes. And this is the figure after cropping it. Um, Now we will be repeating the same thing for all other files. So this is the second figure. Sorry. If you crop to content before cropping this contours, you will be ending with this. But what you want is to crop this figure, this part first, and then crop to content, and then export. Control Shift T, and this is the second subplot. Same for the third one, and the fourth one. For now, I'll be just merging these four figures to save time, but it's the same if you want to merge all six of them. And then I need to add another one for the color bar itself. So this time I will be keeping the color bar and then also cropping to content and exporting the color bar. Okay, so now you have all four subplots and the color bar all exported separately. So this is how they look. Now you need to merge these figures in GIMP. So you will be creating a new project, and selecting the width and height of the image. Um, I don't recall the dimensions of the subplots, so it's okay. I will be using a very large, relatively large image size. This is a warning that the resultant image will be in 900 megabytes, but that's okay. We will be not exporting such a large size. What we want to do now is select the move tool, and then start adding these subplots one by one. So I'll be dropping this, and it's very small compared to the one to the figure dimensions we selected, the 10,000 times 10,000, and be adding the second one. Let's say that we want to arrange them vertically in a single column. So it will be something like this. And then the color bar. Okay. Say that one of or some of these subplots is too small, or you want to enlarge it a bit. Say let's say that you want to enlarge the color bar a bit higher. So you will select the layer corresponding to the color bar, which is this one, and right click, and then scale the layer. So by scaling the layer, you can increase its size, and you will notice that by increasing the width, the height will be increasing proportionally to maintain the same aspect ratio. That's because you are linking the two dimensions. If you click this dimension and started increasing this one, the other one will be kept the same. So typically you want to scale the figure while keeping its aspect ratio. So I'll be scaling this, and you will notice that it increased somehow, but this is not noticeable in this case because I haven't scaled it much. But let's say that we will be scaling it to 3000, for example, just temporarily, and it's a large one now. So this is in case you want to enlarge a specific layer. Now let's talk about how to arrange these subplots. For example, you don't want to bother yourself in arranging these subplots to be arranged vertically or horizontally. There is a tool for that, and this tool is this one. It's called alignment tool, and all you want to do is to select the subplots you want, and then yeah, you press the shift key and then select all subplots like this, and then hold the shift key and select all of them, and then you can align these subplots to be perfectly aligned from middle, left, or right side, or the same for vertical alignment. So in this case, I want all of them to be centered around the same vertical axis. So I can select this tool, and now you can say that all of them start from the same point on the ruler. You may let's assume you want to arrange them in a square arrangement. So let's say that one figure is here, the other one is here, third one is here, and the fourth one is here. So in this case, you want to reselect the alignment tool and then make sure that these are arranged from middle, and these are arranged from middle, and those are arranged from center, and those are arranged from center. So I'll be selecting both of these, and then use line middle. So they are now both on centered around an horizontal axis at this point, and then do the same for these two. You notice that this one moved a bit higher, and the reason why this one is moved, not this one, is because I choose this one first when holding the shift key. So GIMP understand that this one will be the reference. So it will align this figure or any other figures selected to be centered around the axis of this one. And then we want to arrange these around the vertical axis, and these are around vertical axis. So I'll be selecting these two subplots, and then now I'll be selecting this one, align center, and then select those two, and then align center. Okay. If you want to move these two a bit to the left, that's fine. So you can actually what you can do, you can simply move this one and then align this one with it. So back to the alignment, you can select this one and this one, sorry, this one, and then this one, and align around the vertical axis. Okay, so now all subplots are in the same figure, and all of them are aligned well. So we need to just move this color bar here, or we can simply use the same alignment tool by selecting this subplot first, and then this color bar, and then use the alignment to left, and it will be it will move the color bar to just the start of this subplot. Okay. Oops. Okay, now all figures are in the same figure, and it seems that all is okay for now. If you try to export this figure, it will export only the selected subplot. In this case, it will be this one, where you can see the dashed lines and the one selected in this layer panel. So if you want to export all as a single figure, you need to merge all these subplots. So I'll be clicking each subplot and merge it with the background. So right click and then merge down. So it merged the layer one with the background, which was the layer on the bottom. And then the same for these. You notice that the number of layers decreases. Now you have a single layer. So it's now, for now, it's just a single figure. So all you want to do is to export the figure. But if you exported it like this, it will be a very large figure with a lot of padding. So what you can do now is to crop to content, and now you have the figure cropped tightly, and you have to consider that because all journals are asking for tightly cropped figures. And then we want to check the scale of the figure. So if I click image and then scale image, I can control the width of the figure. So let's say that you want the width is the width to be 6,000 pixels. Normally, the full width of a journal is uh, around 8,000 pixels. Exporting it in this scale, it may be a smaller. It may result in something a bit smaller than the width of the journal article in its final version. So let's assume that we want to scale it down to 6,000. Notice that the width and height are both linked. So if I downsize this to 6,000, the width will be also decreased like this. And also you can control the resolution of the figure. Uh, in this figure, the resolution is 300 pixels per inch, or 300 dpi, which is the minimum requirement, I guess, for most journals. But let's say that you want to export that in 600 dpi. That's fine, you can do that. As long as you are not scaling the figure too much, it will be okay. Um, so let's scale the figure. Now, if I try to export the figure, it seems ready now. So if I try to export the figure, I can simply press Ctrl Shift E or export as, and then try to export the figure. So let's um, name it as merged figure, and the format is JPG, but most journals prefer the TIF or TIFF format. So let's try exporting it like this. If you exported it without compression, the file size will be relatively large. So now we have 27 megabytes, and if you check the quality, it will look super. So you can zoom in and still the figure is not pixeled. It's quite clear. But let's say that you want to reduce its size a bit, so you can re-export the figure, and this time you can, and this time you need to select a compression algorithm to reduce the file size. The one that usually results in the smallest figure size is the LZW, and I usually use it to maintain a small size of all figures. So now you can see that the figure size is only 1.7 megapascal, and still the quality is very good for a journal article. And considering that this is a CFD contour, so this is how you arrange, crop, scale, and export figures in GIMP. I hope this was useful.